Hi, everybody. Okay, so it is, what day is it? Monday. I think it's Monday. And I have a job that has to be done in 5 days. The job is to write a behavior plan for a child. So the way I write a behavior plan and the way that others expect me to write a behavior plan is very different. I have been in touch with the school and I said, my behavior plan is not going to look like your behavior plan. I just wanted to let you know. And I want to read what the behavior plan they want me to make looks like. I want to tell you about the boy I'm making the behavior plan for. And I want to sort of explain why it's not going to work the way they're asking, yet it's what we see for behavior plans all the time. And I'm challenging you to look at it a little bit different and to see if you can make some changes, either if you're in IEP meetings, if you're a parent or a teacher or a special ed teacher or a school psychologist, anybody. What sort of things can we do differently to really support the kids best, right? Keep emotional wellness intact at all times. Okay, so this boy, I have the thing, right, the piece of paper right here that tells me I was not able to go to the meeting, so I got the notes. And I've met with this boy now for almost the end of last year and all of this year. So I know him pretty well. So he is the class clown, okay? So he's the class clown. He's distractible. He's impulsive. He is diagnosed with ADHD and is on medicine. When he's mad, he's external. So sometimes he's external in anger verbally, and sometimes he's external in anger physically. So he throws things and pushes chairs, or swears or says bad words, or says things that are inappropriate. And he knows what he wants when he wants it. We are working right now on what you think is not necessarily what you have to say. You don't have to say everything you think. You have to watch out for other people's feelings and be empathetic, and knowing that once you say it, it's harder to take it back than if you just don't say it at all. So we've been working on that for quite a while because of the distractibility and the impulsivity. And I get it. I'm the same way. So, and his reward, you know how I feel about those. He's allowed to go to the 8th grade lunch. When he tests on any sort of academic testing stuff, he's at almost a genius level. So he understands the 8th graders. He's on their academic level, maybe even above them. And it's really great for him because the 8th graders can sort of tell him to cut it out. And he listens to them more than he listens to his own peers. And to the adults, actually. So this is what the behavior plan says. It says, setting target of 2 to 3 behaviors, safe, responsible, and respectful. Those are the 2 to 3 behaviors. Earning privileges, time to do a preferred activity, lunch with 8th grade if he has a good day. We'll talk about that in a minute. We want it to be more concrete. He should have 3 choices of what to do. Break it up into sections of the day. Morning reward, afternoon reward. Every day is a fresh start. So I read this. There doesn't have to be rewards. First of all, he's the kid in his toolbox where any sort of reward system is going to go right out the window because of who he is and what his temperament is. So what I'm going to do first is do the profile assessment with him, right? Which is at discoveryreport.com, and find out what's his temperament so I can pick the right tools in the toolbox. So lunch with the 8th grade on a good day. He should go to lunch with the 8th grade every day. Why? Because when do you get ice cream? At the end of the day. So, right, it's right now in where I live in Hampton, New Hampshire, it's 67 degrees. So we could go for ice cream if we could find one open. Usually you go for ice cream when what? You've had a good day or a bad day? A bad day, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I need to get ice cream, or I need an extra iced coffee, or I need to go get a donut because you're having a bad day to make you feel better. So I say, go to 8th grade all the time. All the time. We are going to take out all the rewards, and we're going to do what? We're going to play the match game. So, right, the match game, I've talked about the match game a lot, right? It is significant in helping kids with self-reflection. So this boy needs self-reflection on, when am I distractible? When am I impulsive? I need to regulate my emotions. Punishing him or giving him rewards is not going to help, right? 98% of the time, a challenging behavior is a lack of skill or an unmet need. So we're going to teach him skills and meet needs. We're going to find out what those 2 to 3 behaviors are that they want me to write that come from the match game, right? The match game is, he's going to decide on a piece of paper with his fingers how well he did, okay, good, or great. The teacher is going to do the same thing on a piece of paper or with her fingers, okay, good, or great. And then the goal is to match. So you both say great, which means he did a great job. He picks good, she picks okay. It's not a match. You win when it matches. So then you're going to say, okay, how come you picked good? And he'll say something like, oh, I was really mad at so-and-so. And I wanted to say something to them and I didn't. Right? We don't know that because he didn't say it. We're not in their brain. We didn't know that. Awesome, dude. You're doing it. I didn't know you did that. Maybe I should change mine to good. And he's going to, and you picked okay because you thought he was having a rough time. So then it is, what was the rough time? Well, you left the class 5 times to go on a walk. That's a lot of times in one class to go on a walk. So we're going to figure out, right? From that one match game, you're going to figure out, why does he need to go on a walk? What sets off the distractibility and impulsivity? What sort of things do I need to provide, skill-wise and need-wise, so you can focus and so you can be less impulsive? It's not a reward. It's, right, I do this with another kid at another school, and oh my gosh, you should see the things we've come up with to help him. And the teachers keep saying, what's the reward? It's just that there's no reward. I don't give him any reward. He started at not wanting to see me for half an hour every week to now not being able to wait till I got there. He was so excited. It's us that's the reward, right? It's our relationship with them. It's our ability to say, hey, you know what, dude? I know this is hard. I got things that are hard for me too. We're going to figure it out. So behavior plans. Let's look at behavior plans. You're going to think of the 2 or 3 things. Might not be at the very beginning. It might be after you play the match game a little bit. If you're in some sort of public school, they like it on paper because then there's some sort of documentation and data that's happening. With little kids, I use 1, 2, and 3 in a childcare center or a preschool. And we are going to give him the things that fuel him all the time, just not when he's being good or when he's having a good day. It's going to be always. And we're going to start with the profile assessment. Make sure you're picking out of the right toolbox. I know who he is. I don't have to necessarily do the profile assessment because I can tell by working with him, and I've been working with him for a little less than a year. So I know who he is, and I know that some sort of reward system is not in his toolbox. And he will probably tell you where to stick the sticker. And it's not going to be in a nice place. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the profile assessment. We're going to find those 2 to 3 things from the match game, and we're just going to do the match game. It's going to be the shortest behavior plan, right? And then it's working as we go. Now, okay, these were the expectations. Those are met. He's really good at those now because we've taught a skill and met a need, and now we're going to do something different. So I hope this is helpful for the typical behavior plan, see how we can change it a little bit. And I will see you all, I don't know, maybe again this week or maybe next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.